The first signal arrived on a quiet Tuesday morning, interrupting the routine hum of the Oceanographic Institute. I was nursing a lukewarm cup of coffee, lost in the monotony of data analysis, when the alert blared through the lab. The sonar equipment had detected something unusual, and my curiosity was instantly piqued. "Jamie, can you check this out?" Dr. Collins called from across the room, her eyes fixed on the screen. I hurried over, nearly spilling my coffee in the process. The screen displayed a series of rhythmic pulses, unlike any natural phenomenon we'd ever encountered. It was as if the ocean itself was speaking to us, in a language we couldn't understand. "This doesn't make sense," I said, my heart racing. "What could be causing this?" Dr. Collins shook her head, her expression a mix of confusion and intrigue. "I don't know, but we need to find out." Over the next few days, the anomaly consumed our every thought. We reached out to experts in marine biology, geophysics, and even astrophysics, hoping to find someone who could explain the signal. But no one had answers. The deeper we dug, the more questions we uncovered. "It can't be a submarine," Dr. Collins mused during one of our late-night brainstorming sessions. "Not at that depth. And it's too structured to be a natural occurrence." "So what does that leave us with?" I asked, my mind racing through the possibilities. "An unknown species? A new geological formation? Or something else entirely?" she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "Something we haven't even considered." As the days turned into weeks, our obsession with the signal grew. We spent countless hours analyzing the data, searching for patterns, and trying to make sense of the inexplicable. And then, one night, we stumbled upon something that changed everything. "Jamie, look at this," Dr. Collins said, her eyes wide with excitement. She handed me a printout of the latest sonar readings. "It's a grid. An actual grid." I stared at the paper, my mind struggling to process what I was seeing. The sonar had mapped out a series of geometric shapes on the ocean floor, too precise to be natural. "This can't be real," I said, my voice trembling. "It's like an underwater city." Dr. Collins nodded, her excitement tempered by a growing sense of dread. "If this is what we think it is, the implications are enormous." As we delved deeper into the mystery, we began to connect the dots. Past UFO sightings near water, unexplained disappearances at sea, and strange marine behavior all started to make sense. It was as if a puzzle was coming together, revealing a picture we were never meant to see. "Remember that case from 1977? I asked Dr. Collins one afternoon. "The fishing boat that vanished off the coast of Japan? The crew reported seeing blue lights in the water just before they disappeared." She nodded, her expression thoughtful. "And there have been other reports, too. Lights, strange noises, unexplained phenomena. It's all starting to add up. But to what?" I wondered aloud. "What are we dealing with here?" Our breakthrough came when we received an anonymous tip from a whistleblower within the Navy. He provided us with classified footage from a deep-sea exploration drone, and what we saw left us speechless. The video showed a sprawling complex of structures on the ocean floor, clearly artificial and teeming with activity. Strange bioluminescent creatures moved among the buildings, casting an eerie glow in the darkness. "This is it," Dr. Collins said, her voice barely audible. "Proof of an underwater alien civilization." I felt a chill run down my spine as I watched the footage. This changes everything. We need to tell the world. The revelation of an alien base in the ocean sent shockwaves through society. Governments scrambled to assess the threat, while scientists and researchers worked around the clock to understand the implications. The public was both fascinated and terrified, their imaginations running wild with possibilities. "We're dealing with an unknown entity," Dr. Collins said during a televised interview. "The potential for both discovery and danger is immense." Environmentalists raised concerns about the impact on marine ecosystems, while military experts warned of the potential for conflict. Conspiracy theorists had a field day, spinning tales of secret government deals and hidden agendas. And through it all, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were on the brink of something monumental. The most shocking revelation came when we managed to decrypt a series of signals intercepted from the alien base. It was a message, a warning, and a declaration all rolled into one. "They're preparing for war," Dr. Collins said, her face pale as she read the translation. "They're not just hiding. They're planning to invade." The weight of her words hit me like a ton of bricks. "We're all doomed," I whispered, the realities sinking in. I couldn't sleep that night. My mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, fears, and unanswered questions. What did they want? Why now? The darkness outside my window seemed to press in as if the ocean itself was conspiring to keep its secrets hidden. The next morning, the lab was a hive of activity. Researchers and military personnel crowded around screens, debating strategies and sharing theories. Dr. Collins and I were at the center of it all, trying to make sense of the chaos. "We need to find a way to communicate with them," Dr. Collins said, her voice resolute. "If we can establish a dialogue, maybe we can avoid conflict." "But how?" I asked, feeling the weight of the challenge. "We don't even understand their language." "There's a pattern to their signals," she replied, tapping a finger on the screen. "We just need to crack it." For weeks, we worked tirelessly, deciphering the alien code. We enlisted the help of linguists, cryptographers, and AI specialists, hoping to bridge the gap between our worlds. The process was slow and frustrating, but every small breakthrough gave us hope. One evening, as I was poring over the latest data, Dr. Collins burst into the room, her face alight with excitement. "Jamie, we've done it," she exclaimed, holding up a sheet of paper. "We've translated their message." I took the paper from her, my hands trembling. The message was brief, but its implications were profound. "We come in peace," it read, "but we must defend our home." A mixture of relief and fear washed over me. "They don't want war," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "They just want to protect themselves." Dr. Collins nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "We need to meet with them, face to face. It's the only way to prevent a catastrophe." The decision to make contact with the aliens was met with resistance. Politicians, military leaders, and even some scientists argued against it, fearing the unknown. But Dr. Collins and I knew that we had to try. The fate of our world and theirs depended on it. After months of preparation, the day of the meeting finally arrived. A specially equipped submersible, capable of withstanding the immense pressure of the deep ocean, was prepared for the mission. Dr. Collins and I would be part of the team, along with a select group of diplomats and scientists. As we descended into the depths, the weight of our mission pressed heavily on my mind. I couldn't help but think about the enormity of what we were about to do. The fate of two civilizations hung in the balance. The alien city came into view, its bioluminescent glow casting an otherworldly light in the darkness. We approached cautiously, our submersible moving slowly to avoid any sign of aggression. As we neared the city, a group of bioluminescent creatures appeared, their movements graceful and deliberate. "Here goes nothing," I muttered, my heart pounding in my chest. Dr. Collins nodded, her face set in determination. "Let's make history." The creatures guided us to a central structure, where we disembarked from the submersible. The interior was a marvel of alien technology, a seamless blend of organic and inorganic materials that defied description. The air was filled with a soft hum, as if the very walls were alive. A figure emerged from the shadows, taller and more imposing than the others. It spoke in a series of clicks and whistles, its bioluminescent skin pulsating with color. "Welcome," it said, the translation device rendering its words in a soothing, melodic tone. "I am Liara, leader of our people." Dr. Collins stepped forward, her voice steady. Thank you for meeting with us, Liara. We come in peace and seek to understand your needs and intentions. Liara regarded us with a mixture of curiosity and caution. We have been observing your kind for many cycles. We did not wish for our existence to be known, but circumstances have changed. We must protect our home. We understand, Dr. Collins replied, but we believe there is a way for us to coexist peacefully. We share this planet, and we must find a way to live together. Liara's expression hardened, and she seemed to consider our words. There isn't. The silence that followed was deafening, the weight of Liara's words hanging heavy in the air. My heart pounded in my chest as I tried to grasp the full meaning of her declaration. Dr. Collins, usually so composed, looked shaken. What do you mean? She asked, her voice trembling. Surely there must be a way. Liara's bioluminescent skin flickered ominously. We have tried to remain hidden, to live in peace. But your kind's intrusion has awakened something far more ancient and powerful than you can imagine. Something that does not seek coexistence. A cold dread settled over me. What is it? I whispered, fearing the answer. Liara's eyes met mine, her gaze filled with a mixture of pity and fear. From the deepest trenches of the ocean, where light does not reach, they are coming. Beings older than time itself, stirred by your presence. They will rise, and when they do, there will be no peace, no negotiation. Dr. Collins and I exchanged a look of horror. The implications were clear. We had not only discovered an underwater civilization, but had also inadvertently awakened a terror beyond our comprehension. As we retreated to our submersible, the realization hit me like a tidal wave. Humanity had crossed a line, and now we would face the consequences. The ocean, once a realm of mystery and wonder, had become a harbinger of doom. In the dark abyss, something stirred, ancient and malevolent, rising from the depths to reclaim its dominion. And we could only watch in helpless terror as the end of our world began.